It's time now for the manager's comments. Brought to you by Western and Southern Financial Group. Life insurance, retirement, and investments. This is the Reds Radio Network.
Welcome back to the Reds pregame show. Time for a daily chat with Reds manager Terry Francona. And Tito, obviously this team has been struggling so much offensively. How much of a relief is it to see guys have a little fun at the plate? Obviously the home runs provided most of the damage yesterday, but it was set up by good at-bats with walks and hits.
You know, before the game, Val was talking to our guys about not chasing him around. And by that, you know, and he had some close misses, and we didn't chase. We earned some walks. We got some base runners. Sal kind of took care of the rest, but there was a lot of good that led up to that.
You talk about Sal. I mean, we were kind of joking a little bit before we started the recording. What is there left to say about him other than he's taken a lot of pitches the other way because pitchers are staying away, and he's going with them. At some point, the league's going to adjust. How do you plan for that as a hitter when you're going as good as he is?
You know what? By not overcomplicating it. You know, when you're going good, you see it and you hit it. And Sal, it's not like he can't get to the ball in. He'll just probably start pulling some home runs. When you have that approach, one, it keeps you off the ball that's off the plate that you probably can hit. So you're going to have a better approach when they do come in.
Is that just instinctual? Is that something that can be a learned approach, or is it just that he's just that good of a hitter?
He's a good hitter. I mean, there's a reason they took him in the first round, because he doesn't have a typical prototype, maybe athlete's body. And I'm not getting on him about that, but you know what I'm saying. Yeah. But he can hit, and he's pretty intelligent too, and he watches and he pays attention.
It looks like he's making adjustments, and not adjustments. It looks like he's making progress at first base. I remember seeing him scoop a ball yesterday and immediately looked into the dugout. I assume to give probably Napoli and Freddie some love on that, but progress there too.
And that's okay. Like, you know, you're right. He did. He looked right in. But Nap and Freddie have been working with him so much, and I like it when he knows he did something the way they want him to, and he's proud of it. I think that's good.
We continue our pregame conversation with Reds manager Terry Francona in a moment on the Reds Radio Network. For the Reds here in the bottom of the first inning. No score, and Landon Roop ready to go to work. His first pitch is low and inside for ball one. Well, what should the Reds look for out of Landon Roop today?
Roop's going to mix it up. He's in the mid-90s with a fastball. A little bit of sink to it, kind of a low three-quarter delivery.
Line drive pulled foul by Friedel. 1 ball and 1 strike on TJ.
But the one thing about Roop, for the most part, he stays ahead in the count. He doesn't walk a ton of batters, and he's going to make you swing it to beat him. 6 innings of 1-run baseball against the Baltimore Orioles his last time out.
The 1-1. Breaking ball low and inside, and Friedel now jumps ahead in the count. 2 balls and a strike. Friedel was 1 for 4 in the ball game yesterday. Scored a run in the first. Laced the line drive back up the middle. Breaking ball on the outside corner around the knees, a called strike. 2-2. The left side of the infield by and large is open. The shortstop Willie Adames is playing way up the middle, but Chapman is pulled off the bag at third. Right in the shortstop hole. I mean, he is halfway between second and third. The 2-2 pitch, swing, and there's a line drive right at Arise at second base. He'll reach up, make the head-high catch. And that's the first out of the first inning.
Well, that's not a hit for Friedel, but he is swinging the bat better. The contact is better. The balance looks better. The timing looks like it's starting to come together for the Reds' leadoff hitter.
That's a good sign because, boy, the start of the season has been a grind for TJ Friedel. Matt McLean up there. Here's the first pitch to McLean, and he takes low on the outside corner for ball one. He was held hitless last night, but he did walk 3 times, so he was on quite a bit. Ended up scoring twice. Roop into his windup, the 1-0 pitch, and a breaking ball is in for a strike on Matt McLean, and that leaving the count at 1 ball and 1 strike.
That's the part that Roop does very well. He's got a bigger breaking ball. It's got a sharp break, but he can get it in the strike zone when he's behind in the count.
Breaking ball lifted foul, back to the right out of play, and it's a ball and 2 strikes on McLean. Roop is making his first career start here at Great American Ballpark. The Reds have only faced him once. That was last year in San Francisco when he logged 7 innings of 1-run baseball. Breaking ball, and McLean drives it to center field. It's well hit and deep. Gilbert on the run, going back just shy of the track, maybe onto the track a step. He'll make the catch in straightaway center field, and a hard hit ball by McLean for the second out of the first. And now the batter is Ellie De La Cruz. Ellie currently riding a 6-game hitting streak, was 1 for 4 last night with a home run. His 3rd home run over his current hit streak. The first pitch to him here from Roop is a breaking ball that dives in for a strike. Ellie up there left-handed against the right-handed throwing Roop. Here's his pitch, and Ellie takes just off the inside corner and maybe a little bit low.
First changeup of the afternoon. Ellie always seems to find the pitcher that's going to throw the changeup.
The 1-1. He swings, sprays it foul to the left side. That's going to twist back and out of play. A ball and 2 strikes on De La Cruz. Roop's 27 years old. 6'2", 205 pounds. North Carolina native. Roop waiting on De La Cruz. Now he's ready in the 1-2 pitch. Breaking ball in the dirt. Evens the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Scoreless bottom of the first inning. Very nice afternoon for baseball here at Great American Ballpark. 74 degrees is our Timstar game time temperature today. Get complete home comfort with the Timstar heating and cooling system. Find your local Timstar dealer at timstar.com. Ellie watches a changeup float just off the outside corner and low. Count is full 3-2.
Curveball.
Roop's payoff. It is a breaking ball, and he swung right through it. Down on strikes, Ellie De La Cruz, and the inning is over. So the Reds go in order in the first. We go to the second inning. No score, Reds and Giants on the Reds Radio Network. Giants come to bat here in the second inning. No score on a beautiful Thursday afternoon. Enjoy this, Cowboy, because it's about to be a lot different where we go next.
Look, I've got that electric vest.
Matt Chapman stands in and watches the first pitch strike. Don't think that mine won't be charging overnight tonight.
I'm going to be warm. I've got 2 batteries, and I'm going to have them both running full blast.
Here's the 0-1.
If that's possible.
Here's the 0-1 to Chapman. Swing and a miss. A breaking ball down and away, and the count is 0-2. You know what I thought, well, I forgot to pack my gloves, and I just remembered I do have gloves in my car, so I can grab those on the way out.
That's if you remember them.
I won't. Here's the 0-2. Chapman takes way too high.
Because I know I grabbed gloves and all of the warm shirts that I have that I can wear under whatever that TV gear I got to put on.
You guys will be wearing polos, right? Here's the 1-2 pitch to Chapman. Swing and a foul tip at the plate.
Yeah, I'm going to be the guy in the polo shirt. The polo will be on the outside, and I'll have about 3 turtlenecks underneath it, and the sleeves will be coming out from underneath the short sleeve polo.
Yeah, they'll look good.
You know what? I'll be warm.
1 ball, 2 strikes on Chapman. The wind, and here comes. Swing and a miss. He struck him out with a slider down on strikes. Chapman back-to-back strikeouts for Chase Burns. He struck out Devers to end the first. He strikes out Chapman to begin the second.
It did not appear that Chapman saw that breaking ball at all. He made an ugly pass at that pitch earlier, and he wasn't anywhere close to that last one.
Jung-Hoo Lee standing in now.
This guy was a little dangerous yesterday.
Yeah, he was. First pitch to Lee is in for a strike. He was 1 for 3, a walk, a double, and a run scored.
I still think this guy should be hitting leadoff. I know he hasn't gotten off to the greatest of starts, but
well, don't let the numbers fool you too much. Here's the 0-1. Lee swings and sprays it foul to the left side. His last 5, he's 7 for 19 with 3 doubles, a home run, a couple of RBIs. He's torched pitching away from Oracle Park. He's hitting .333 on the road. And the Giants ain't at home today. Here's the 0-2 pitch to Jung-Hoo Lee. He takes way high. Overthrown fastball from Burns. A ball and 2 strikes. The Giants won't be home for a little while. They're in the middle part of a 3-city road trip. They are just 1-4 through their first 5 games after dropping 2 of 3 in Baltimore and losing the first 2 games here. The pitch to Lee's up and away. Well, those 3-city road trips get long in a hurry when you're losing.
Especially early in the season because you're not used to that kind of rhythm.
Burns the kick and 2-2 pitch. Swung on, and that's fouled back. Still 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Well, that was a great pitch by Burns there. It was a changeup at 91 after seeing elevated fastballs at close to 100 on the previous 2 pitches.
I don't know how Lee even fouled it off. He swings at the 2-2 pitch and fouls it into the second deck left side. Still 2 balls and 2 strikes. He's a pesky hitter, isn't he?
Like I said, I think he should be hitting leadoff.
Yeah. Would make a lot of sense. The 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss at a breaking ball in the dirt. Lee's down on strikes. 3 straight strikeouts now for Chase Burns. Let's pause for station identification on the Reds Radio Network. With the Cowboy Jeff Brantley, I'm Tommy Thaw. Great to be with you at Great American Ballpark. The pitch up and into Will Brennan. Final day of the homestand for the Reds. And a beautiful day for it. Boy, the forecast a couple of days ago didn't look good today. Of course, yesterday the forecast looked terrible, depending on which forecast you looked at or listened to. Fouled back. 1 ball, 1 strike on Will Brennan. Brennan made his season debut yesterday after getting recalled from AAA Sacramento. In his first year with the Giants. Here's the 1-1 to Brennan. Swings and fouls this bat. A ball and 2 strikes still on Brennan. Bases are empty with 2 outs. Scoreless in the second inning. The 1-2. Swing and a foul. So we're going to go up to Minnesota where it's going to be Arctic. And then from there we go down to Tampa,
where it's going to be beautiful.
80 degrees.
And we're going to go inside to play.
Here's the 1-2 pitch to Will Brennan. Popped up high into the air. Foul, third base side. Over goes Key Brian Hayes in the third base coach's box. He'll make the catch. Side retired. And the inning is over. We go to the bottom of the second. No score. Reds and Giants on the Reds Radio Network. You could
Pretty
say.
good.
First pitch to Stewart. Breaking ball in there for a called strike. 0-1. Sal had 2 home runs for 6 RBIs. Both blast 3-run shots. That was through the first 2 innings of the game. Now Roop heats him up with a fastball, and Stewart ready for it, fouls it straight back. Pretty incredible so far. Right-hander into his windup. Roop delivers the 0-2 pitch, and a breaking ball is in the dirt outside. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Sal Stewart. Stewart now with 7 home runs on the year. He's hitting .323 and has 17 RBIs. Through his first 36 career games, the big league level, he's got now strike 3 called, and Stewart doesn't like it. But he is down on strikes. 12 home runs through his first 36 games at the major league level. And he is starting to join some pretty elite company. 1 man out here in the second inning. The batter will be Eugenio Suarez. We look at today's Reds Hall of Fame and Museum trivia question of the game. First pitch on the way to Suarez is right in there for a strike call. Gino had a big day yesterday, too, and it kind of got lost in the shuffle. It wasn't quite as thunderous. He was 3 for 4. He did have a home run. It was a solo shot. He went back-to-back with Sal. Pitch down and away. But he'd have a couple more singles later on. His average up to .250 now with 3 homers and 9 RBIs. Roop home with the 1-1 pitch. Suarez takes low. This series, the trivia topic has been Pete Rose trivia. His birthday was the other day. In 1978, Pete Rose tied the Reds' single-season franchise record with 51 doubles. The 2-1 taken low, 3-1 on Suarez. What fellow Reds Hall of Famer's record did Rose equal? A. Frank McCormick, B. Vada Pinson, or C. Frank Robinson? 3-1 pitch. Breaking ball down and away, and that's ball 4, and Suarez works the 1-out walk.
What was the record for now?
It was doubles, 51 doubles. In 1978, Rose tied the Reds' single-season franchise record with 51 doubles.
Who are our choices?
Frank McCormick is A. B is your boy Veda Pinson, and C is Frank Robinson. I know you don't like to pick against Veda, and it has been C, it feels like, every day for a month. Pitch to Spencer Steer, drilled him. Boy, Spencer doesn't like that. First pitch got him, and Steer will head out to first base, and Gino standing at first. He's kind of watching cautiously too. Everybody here knows what that's about, and that is because Spencer Steer was given a late timeout late in the game yesterday. JT Brubaker took exception to it. He took forever to throw the next pitch, and Steer said something.
I'm going to tell you right now, Willie Adames better get every bit of equipment that he can find, because he's going to get a 98-mile-an-hour heater somewhere on his body. You can book it.
Here's Reese Hines swinging at a first pitch breaking ball, and he skies it into short right field. In comes the right fielder Jung Hoo Lee to make the catch, and the runners retreat.
The Giants just started a war in this ball game, and you got a guy on the mound throwing 100.
Now that was a bad idea.
That was a really bad idea.
Everybody in that dugout right now, in that first base dugout, you better believe is on high alert. Here's Key Brian Hayes. Well, let's see.
This game is going to have a rough finish.
It's pretty early. We got a long way to go. Buckle up. Key Brian Hayes, first ball swinging, drives it to deep right field, but Lee is back to make the catch, well shy of the track. Inning over, we go to the third, on to Cowboy. No score, Reds and Giants on the Reds Radio Network.
Folks, we are into the top of the third inning, and we are scoreless as right-hander Chase Burns goes to work against the bottom of the Giants order. That'll start with Casey Schmidt, and he'll take a fastball up and away. It's a 1-ball, no-strike count. Put this in the back of your hat. Spencer Steer hit on the first pitch as he came to the plate here this afternoon, right into the rib cage. After a little bit of an altercation yesterday, that pitch misses outside. And I can tell you, that's not the last that we will see of something like that here today. 2-ball, no-strike count. And a pop-up left field. Steer moving towards the line. He is close to the line. He will make the catch. And there's one down. Pitchers don't hit anymore, so you're not going to hit the pitcher. The person that you're going to hit is the person that's done the most damage to your team and has done the most talking against your team. That would be the number 2 hole hitter in the Giants lineup. What's his name, Tommy?
That would be Willie Adames.
Just checking, making sure I'm on the same page here. Here's the left-handed hitting Drew Gilbert.
I think there were probably some that took exception to his reaction to his home run that he hit in the first game of the series.
He did throw the bat and draw rain. 1 ball, no strike count. And a fastball up and away. 2 balls and no strikes here to the left-handed hitting Gilbert. And that home run only got him on the board. It was 2-0 at the time. Didn't tie the game, didn't put him in the lead. But the bat sure did go up in the air high. Fastball, strike over the inside corner. And you can bet these umpires are on high alert right now. 2 ball, 1 strike count. Burns turns it loose. Swing and a miss. Gilbert swung at a pitch in the dirt. That's guessing fastball. You get a fastball, and it's not even close to the strike zone. But I've decided to swing way ahead of time. 2 ball, 2 strike count. Gilbert hitting in the number 8 spot, to be followed by the catcher, Patrick Bailey. Burns with a long look in and a long pause. Now here he comes. And a fastball cuts just a tad off the inside corner at 99. Three ball, 2 strike count. The pitch. Up and away. That's ball 4.
You're talking about being on high alert. Well, part of the alert level comes from Spencer Steer, because he went out and he was talking with crew chief Quinn Wolcott and the second base umpire Paul Clemens. Quinn Wolcott's at third. As he was taking his position, he was having a long conversation with him. You know what that conversation was about. There was no warning issued either, which kind of opens the door a little bit, doesn't it?
Wide open. You could drive 3 18-wheelers through that door. Fouled straight back off the bat of Patrick Bailey. Runner at first is Gilbert. He's got speed. He is playing center field for the Giants here this afternoon. Recalled yesterday. Started in center field in last night's ball game. No ball, 1 strike count. Burns turns it loose. Fouled straight back. A changeup right over the outside corner, and he had Bailey well out in front. No balls and 2 strikes. Bailey back into the box. Burns looking in, waiting on the sign from Higgins. P.J. Higgins catching here today. Picked to first, and boy, Gilbert was a little tardy getting back to the bag. Burns has got an awfully quick move to first base, and he put something on it. No ball, 2 strike count. Bailey windmilling the bat as he comes set. The pitch to the plate, up and away. A fastball riding high and up out of the strike zone. This is kind of that position that you're in when you're 10 and you do something wrong and your mom says, you know what, when your dad gets home, you are going to get a spanking. Well, somebody is going to get whipped here today. Another pick to first. Oh, they almost got him. A quick tag by the first baseman, Stewart. He snapped that right across the back of Gilbert, diving back into the bag. He did get in there safely, but it was awfully close. Count is 1-2 here to Bailey. 1 down here in the Giants' third. Reds trying to sweep the Giants here at Great American Ballpark. The pitch. Ground ball headed to second base. It'll be McLean. It'll be De La Cruz. It'll be Stewart. And that will be a 4-6-3 inning-ending double play. Reds come to the plate here in the third. We are scoreless. Reds-Giants on the Reds Radio Network. Well, the Reds will come to the plate here in the bottom of the third inning. It is a scoreless ball game here in the final of this 3-game series with the Giants here at Great American Ballpark. The Reds won game 1 2-1 in quite a special pitching performance by Brady Singer and the back end of the Reds bullpen. They won yesterday 8-3 on a special performance from Sal Stewart. First pitch misses outside, and that's a ball. 1-0 here to Higgins. It'll be Higgins, Friedel, and McLean. Higgins hitting in the number 9 spot. Breaking ball misses down and away. It's a 2-ball, no strike count. Back to the plate, Roop, and he's going to miss downstairs again. And that's going to make it 3-0 here to the number 9 batter. Roop turns it loose, and a fastball right down Broadway on the 3-0 pitch. 3-ball, 1 strike count. And Roop back to the plate, and he almost hit him. Fastball in off the plate. That is ball 4. And the Reds will have their leadoff batter on base for the first time here this afternoon. Friedel sets in. He lined out to second in his first at bat. And a breaking ball that will catch the upper inside corner for strike 1. The Giants play Matt Chapman well in at third, trying to take the bunt away from Friedel. Up the middle is Adames. Around to the pull side is Arise at second base. The pitch. Down and away, sinking off the outside corner. 1-ball, 1 strike count.
I would say Chapman's not just trying to take the bunt away. He's expecting a bunt.
It doesn't appear Friedel is bunting here.
No.
1-ball, 1 strike count. Root back to the plate. Ground ball, foul down the first baseline.
It looks like Friedel could just kind of poke the barrel out there and just drop it right over the head of the third baseman, Chapman. It's going to back up a little bit.
That would be a Tony Fernandez fake bunt slash and just feather it. Little Texas leaguer that bounces on the dirt behind the third baseman.
It's a thing of beauty when it's
executed.
executed.
It is some kind of maddening if you're on the mound now. Ground ball to second. This should be 2. Arise to Adames on to Devers. It is 2. 4-6-3. That's a double play. 2 down. Here's Matt McLean. McLean flied to center in his first at bat. Looked like he hit it pretty good. He got under it just enough to keep the ball in the ballpark. And he'll take a fastball that misses off the outside corner. It's a 1-ball, no strike count. The 1-0 to McLean. Fastball right back up the middle. Backhanded by Arise. Quick throw to first in time. And that'll do it for the Reds here in the third. We are scoreless as we head to the fourth. Willie Adames is the second batter in the inning. Tommy's coming back here on the Reds Radio Network.
It'll be Luis Arraez leading off the Giants' fourth inning. No scores through the first three here at Great American Ballpark. Willie Adames waiting in the on-deck circle. First pitch on the way to Arraez is a fastball too high. And the count is 1-0 on Arraez. Arraez flew out to left field his first time up. Adames next, then Devers. If anybody gets on, Matt Chapman. And the 1-0 pitch to Arraez is a strike on the outside corner.
Changeup's been awfully good for Burns today, and that's saying something, especially when you're throwing the ball right at 100 miles an hour.
You struck out 3 so far in this contest. Here's the right-hander's 1-1 pitch. And it's swung on and swatted foul to the left side. If you're thinking about the at-bat coming up next, and if you're wondering, well, Steer got drilled after the talk yesterday, and Adames with his home run in the first game of the series, and well, here's the 1-2 pitch. Swung on, it's lifted high into the air, short left center field. Steer on, so is Friedel. They come together. It'll be Friedel, and that's the first out here in the fourth inning. Even though there's no warning issued, if Adames were to get hit, you better believe that the umpires still have the discretion to throw the pitcher out of the game. And I don't know if you're the Reds, you want to risk that in the fourth inning, especially when Burns is throwing the ball as well as he is. We'll see. Here's Adames with 1 out. First pitch to him is a fastball at 96 over the inside corner, 0-1. Right-hander against right-hander. Adames singled his first time up. The 0-1 pitch. Swing and a miss and a slider down and away.
Yeah, Adames is thinking about it.
Yes,
he was bailing out on that swing.
And he said something to the home plate umpire when he came to the plate. 0-2 on Adames. Burns back into his windup, the 0-2 pitch, and he misses with the slider off the outside corner, 1-2. Of course, sometimes there's more value in the guy just thinking about it.
Right. Well, when you know your dad's coming home with that belt, it's not a pretty time to be sitting back there in your room thinking about it.
The 1-2. Swinging a ground ball to third. Up with it is Key Brian Hayes. The peg goes to first in time for the out. 2 down here in the fourth inning.
You know, and the other part about that, too, Tommy, is everybody else in that Giants lineup has got to be thinking, well, if they didn't hit Adames, then, God, is it going to be me? I mean, you got to be thinking that way.
Absolutely.
I mean, this is how baseball works. Well, let me say that's how it used to work.
Seems as though the pendulum may be swinging back a bit. First pitch to Devers is high and outside from Burns. A fastball at 98. The count is 1-0.
Well, make no mistake, Spencer Steer was hit on purpose.
Boy, it felt that way, didn't it?
Yeah, but there ain't no feeling it. It was.
And now Burns is home with the 1-0 pitch to Devers. Swung on, and this is fouled back left side out of play.
And you also have the other part of this that, because I can remember both Dusty Baker and Tony La Russa having this conversation with the starter. Don't hit him now. We're going to wait. And you may wait till the 6th inning or the next time he comes up.
1-1 fouled back. Or maybe San Francisco.
I don't know if you wait that long.
Okay.
Because I think you want your position players to know that you have their back in that kind of circumstance.
Reds won't be there until August. The pitch is fouled back. That's the only other time, of course.
And you also don't want to drill someone on purpose for the reasons that you mentioned, especially with Burns out there, until you know you're taking Burns out of the ball game.
The 1-2. Devers takes a changeup down and away. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
You don't want to give the Giants any kind of fighting material or any kind of incentive to play any harder than what they did in the first 2 ball games. You want to kind of rub their nose in it a little bit and then drill them.
2-2. Devers pops it foul left side. That's out of play. Still 2 balls and 2 strikes on Rafael Devers. Nobody on. 2 men are out. We're in the 4th inning. 4th inning is brought to you by Four Roses Bourbon. Four Roses, the mellow, balanced Kentucky classics. It's crafted for those home run moments. Proud sponsor of the BCL Press Club. Presented by Four Roses Bourbon. Enjoy responsibly. The 2-2 is a soft one hopper to Matt McClain. The second baseman gloves it, throws to first in time, side retired, and we head to the bottom of the 4th inning. Still no score. Reds and Giants on the Reds Radio Network. Ellie De La Cruz will lead things off the Reds here in the fourth inning. First pitch to Ellie is a strike on the outside corner. 0-1 on De La Cruz.
Or backdoor cutter.
Now the 0-1 pitch. Down and in. 1 ball and 1 strike.
That backdoor breaking ball is like hitting go in Monopoly. It's always money, and it's always free.
1-1. Little bender low. 2 balls and a strike on Elliott. When was the last time you played Monopoly?
Oh, Mason loves it.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Takes forever.
It does take forever.
2-1 pitch. Swung on, fouled away, left side.
I'm just looking to get Boardwalk and Park Place. I don't care about any of the rest of it.
I don't know that I've played that game since college, and I'm pretty sure we didn't finish it.
You never finish.
Here's the 2-2. De La Cruz watches a backdoor breaking ball for strike 3 called. So he's down on strikes for the second time today. He went down swinging the first time up. He watches this go around, and now 1 gone in the fourth inning. Let's pause for station identification. You're listening to the Reds Radio Network. Sal Stewart geared up for a first pitch fastball, got a first pitch changeup. Couldn't pull the trigger. He watches strike 1. Now the 0-1 pitch is down and away, and the count is even. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Well, Root mixes it up well, and he's got a hard enough fastball at 94-95 where you have to sit on the fastball and try to react to the off speed.
The 1-1. Way in off the plate with a fastball.
And he pitches inside just enough to make you conscious of it.
That's what we talked about it last night a little bit. Talked about it with Tito before the game today. Here's the 2-1 to Stewart. Breaking ball popped up high into the air, twisting toward the seats right side. Devers over to have a look. The wind will help keep it in play, and Devers will make the catch over by the tarp. The wind is shifting a little bit, more blowing out to center now. But it's really just swirling in here is what it's doing. So 2 gone, and now Eugenio Suarez. But back to what we were talking about. The thing with Sal Stewart is I'll be really curious once teams start to pitch him in more. And I think there's a chance, and this is what Tito was talking about, I think you were echoing as well, he might even do more damage if teams start to pitch him in. Suarez swings and pops it foul off to the right side out of play. I mean, I don't.
Well, I'm just saying that's how you think as a pitcher. If you see a young hitter early in the season driving the ball the other way, you think to yourself, all right, well, we got to bust him in.
The 1-1 to Suarez has popped up again. First base side. It'll be the first baseman Devers on the infield grass near the line to make the catch. Side retired. The Reds are out in order in the 4th. 4 scoreless so far at Great American Ballpark as we move to the 5th on the Reds Radio Network. Matt Chapman leads off the Giants' 5th inning. Great American Ballpark. Rolling right along in this one so far. Burns ready to go to work now against Chapman. Here's the right-hander's first pitch. And that's low and outside for ball 1. But you know what? It is a nice Thursday afternoon for baseball. Yid has a tee time a little bit later on this afternoon, so you can pretty much guarantee that at some point this game is going to hit a screeching halt. Swung on and fouled straight back. Count is even 1-1 on Chapman. In fact, I'm a little surprised that Mother Nature cooperated and we started on time, because swing and a tip foul. Higgins holds on to strike 2, 1 ball and 2 strikes. It's been known to have a little trouble these afternoon games, making his afternoon tee times. But maybe today's the day. 1-2 on Chapman. Burns back to the plate with a 1-2 pitch, down and away. Cowboy, we were talking about the adjustments that the league will start making to Sal Stewart.
Yeah, you do that to any young hitter. You're just trying to find a spot that you may be able to locate a hole or somewhere, a weakness in his swing.
The 2-2's down and away, full count.
And I think that's just kind of the nature of the beast. And you as a hitter, you just adjust. I have no qualms, questions, nothing that Sal Stewart will adjust to anything that the opponent does.
3-2's popped up, foul third base side, and it'll be Higgins to make the catch. Over near the sponsor logo between third and home in foul territory, and Chapman's the first out here in the 5th.
But where Sal could really close the door on the pitchers is if indeed the league decides, okay, well, we're going to start pitching him in, and then he really starts hammering the baseball. Then you say to yourself, this guy's pretty good, and he's going to draw a lot of walks.
I know sequencing's always important, but does it become more important at that point? The pitch is off the plate outside to Lee, 1-0.
Yeah, I think sequencing is always important, but we saw Stewart hit a home run off Yuri Perez on a changeup.
1-0 is low and outside, 2-0.
That was sinking down and in, and he just hooks it line drive in Miami over the wall like he was hitting a 3-iron. I mean, it was blistered. So he's hitting fastballs up and away. He's hitting changeups in. I mean,
2-0 is too high, and it's 3-0 now in Jung-Hoo Lee with nobody on and 1 out in the 5th.
You may think that you can throw a fastball by him on the inside part of the plate, and that may be where pitchers are going.
3-0, and Lee takes a look at the strike. It's 3-1.
I mean, the way Sal's swinging the bat right now, I'd just say good luck. You know?
Yeah, I hear you.
It's the best I can offer for you.
Burns home with a 3-1 pitch, and Lee swings and twists himself all the way around in knots, chasing it. Slider on the inside part of the plate, fading down, and it's a full count, 3-2 on Jung-Hoo Lee. That may be one of the ugliest swings you'll see a hitter take. Count is full on Lee. Burns trying to battle back from being down 3-0. The payoff pitch. Swinging a ground ball headed toward the middle. McClain can't get there. That'll roll on into right center field for a base hit. 1 out single for Jung-Hoo Lee. And it brings up Will Brennan. Brennan popped out into foul territory to the third baseman, Hayes' first time up. Brennan got 2 at-bats yesterday before being lifted for a pinch hitter. He went 0 for 2 in that game. The right-hander turns it loose. The pitch to Brennan is swung on and fouled back to the left, out of play. 0-1 on Brennan. .392 in 11 games down in Sacramento. 5 extra base hits for him down there, 3 doubles. The 0-1 pitch to Brennan. Ground ball right at Hayes at third to a knee. Gloves goes to Elliott the bag at second. The turn to first, double play. 5-6-3 on that twin killing to end the Giants' 5th inning. The 2nd inning ending double play of the afternoon for San Francisco. We go to the home half of the 5th. We're halfway through it at Great American Ballpark, still scoreless on the Reds Radio Network. Well, Spencer Steer saw one pitch his first time up, and it drilled him in the ribs. Here he is batting for the second time, now leading off the fifth. First pitch to Steer is a breaking ball off the outside corner. The count is 1-0 on Spencer Steer. Well, at least he can come to the plate now. Probably feeling fairly safe. The pitch, breaking ball. Well, as I say that, he has to twist back out of the way of a cutter up and in. 2 balls and no strikes on Steer. The 2-0 pitch, way off the outside corner, and right now.
That's what happens when you hit a batter on purpose. The next time he comes to the plate, you don't want to give up a hit because your pride is at stake at that point, and then you have a hard time getting the ball over the plate.
3-0, and the 3-0 pitch is a strike. Right to the outside corner, about knee high. And it's 3-1 on Steer. Roop into his windup, 3-1 pitch. Swinging a bouncer over by the Giants' third base dugout. Count fills up, 3 balls and 2 strikes. We owe you an answer to our trivia question. In 1978, Pete Rose tied the Reds' single-season franchise record with 51 doubles. What fellow Reds Hall of Famer's record did Rose equal? 3-2. Swinging and a miss. Struck him out. Got him with the cutter and Steers down on strikes. 1 gone in the 5th inning. A, Frank McCormick. B, Vada Pinson. Or C, Frank Robinson. I don't know that we ever even guessed the first time around.
We did. But I would go with Frank.
There was 2 of them. McCormick or Robinson?
Robinson.
Okay, that's C. The pitch is low, 1-0 on Reese Hines.
Right, it's been C a ton.
I know. I'm going to say Vada Pinson. B. Correct answer is C. Frank Robinson. Swing and a miss. That's the only reason I didn't pick Frank Robinson was because of how often it's been C.
Right there with you.
And it got me. That's who I thought. Rose tied Robinson's single season record with 51 doubles. Robinson did it in 1962. Hines takes low and outside. Now that broke the record that his teammate, Reds Hall of Famer Vada Pinson, had set in 1959. Hines bouncing one to the left side. Third baseman Chapman's up with it. His peg to first is in time to get Hines, and 2 men are out. I knew Vada Pinson was involved somehow, but he had the old record, the old record. 2 down, and Key Brian Hayes stands in with nobody on and 2 outs. First pitch from Roop is a fastball all the way to the backstop. Bailey never even had a chance to get any leather on it. 1-0 on Key Brian Hayes. Hayes flew out to right his first time up. Now the 1-0 pitch. Breaking ball, that was wicked. Drops in for strike. 75-mile-an-hour curveball. 1-1 on Hayes. Nobody on. 2 men are out. We're in the 5th. Roop into his windup. The 1-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Another slow curveball. And he had Hayes way out in front. It's a 1-ball, 2-strike count. Hayes trying to break out of his slump in the worst way. He is 0 for his last 22. The 1-2. Breaking ball down and away. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Probably thought he had a hit yesterday. Just missed one on a long fly to center field early in the game, and then his last at bat hit a little sinking flare into right, but it went as a fielder's choice. Fastball's up and away, and the count's full, 3-2. It was a, what was that, a 9-6 fielder's choice? 3-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Struck him out on a breaking ball, and the inning is over. Reds are up and down in order in the 5th. We head to the 6th. We're still scoreless. Reds and Giants on the Reds Radio Network. Still scoreless as the Giants bat in the 6th inning here at Great American Ballpark. Both of these pitchers have been outstanding so far. Chase Burns.
There's, 2 hits in the ball game?
Yeah.
One by Willie Adames, one by Jung-Hoo Lee. That's it.
The Reds are still looking for their first hit of the game. Burns has struck out 3 so far. He's walked only 1. Casey Schmidt's the batter. Burns into his windup. He throws the first pitch to Schmidt. And he spins a slider in the dirt outside. Ball 1-0 on Schmidt. Schmidt out on a fly ball to the left fielder his first time up. The kick and 1-0. Again in the dirt outside. 2 balls and no strikes. This is a Giants team. We've talked about it a lot throughout the course of the series, how much they have struggled to score runs. They also haven't hit any home runs. They don't walk much. The pitch, swinging a bouncing ball toward the middle. It'll be fielded by McLean, who is shading up the middle. On the shortstop side of the bag, he gloves and throws him out. Schmidt's retired, and there's one down here in the 6th. 9 home runs, fewest in the major leagues. 9 for the entire team for the Giants. Drew Gilbert's the batter. They are currently on their second 4-game losing streak already of the season. First pitch to Gilbert's up and away for ball 1. They have been held to 3 runs or less now in 4 straight games going back to last night's game. Here's the 1-0. Gilbert takes down and in. And already 12 times in their 18 games, they've scored 3 or less. So we've talked about the Reds' inability to score. The Giants are having the same difficulties and then some. 2-0 on Gilbert. The pitch. Swinging a ground ball to first. Handled by Stewart. He'll take it himself to the base. 3 unassisted and 2 gone here in the 6th. Reds fans, join the team that saves lives. You can give hope to someone in need. Register as an organ, tissue, and eye donor today at registerme.org. Brought to you by Network for Hope. 2-men are out. Patrick Bailey standing in now. Bailey hit into a double play his first time up. The pitch. He swings and fouls it back. He hit into a double play last night, or his last game as well. Was 0 for 2 on Friday. Hit into a double play and struck out. Nobody on, 2 away. Scoreless in the 6th. Burns home with the 0-1. Bailey takes up and away. 1 ball, 1 strike. It's funny, Burns has 3 strikeouts. They were all in a row. He struck out the final batter, which was Devers in the first, and then the first 2 hitters of the second. He hadn't struck out anybody since. The pitch. Bailey fouls away the 1-1. And it's a ball and 2 strikes. Western and Southern Financial Group wants to strike out cancer all season long. Every time a Reds pitcher strikes out a batter, Western and Southern donates to support cancer research, education, and care in the greater Cincinnati area. When it comes to fighting cancer, we're all in this together. And here's the 1-2. Off the plate outside, a fastball running away from the left-handed hitting Bailey. He's a switch hitter up there from the left side against the right-handed throwing Burns. 2 balls, 2 strikes the count. Bases empty, 2 away. The right-hander into his windup, and Burns is home with a 2-2 pitch. Ooh. Bailey checked his swing. The pitch was close. And
I'm challenging that one up here.
The pitch.
Higgins wanted the challenge, and I think this is going to be strike 3. Let's look. It is. Top of the baseball, caught the bottom of the zone.
Cincinnati has 2 challenges remaining.
So it's strike 3 called. Bailey's down on strikes. That's 4 now for Burns, and we go to the bottom of the 6th inning. Still scoreless. Reds and Giants. The Reds still looking for their first hit of the afternoon here on the Reds Radio Network. Reds haven't found a way to solve Landon Roop yet. Roop has not allowed a hit. Reds have a few base runners in this game. Roop has walked 2 and drilled 1. He will get P.J. Higgins, T.J. Friedl, and Matt McLain in the 6th. He's ready with the first pitch here to Higgins, and it's off the outside. Nope, on the outside corner. Called strike, 0-1 on P.J. Higgins. Higgins got his first hit of the year in his last game, swings and fouls it away. And it was his first hit since October of 2022. That hit obviously, or ironically enough, came here at Great American Ballpark when he was playing with the Cubs. The 0-2. Higgins swings, little looping liner into left field. He's on for the second time today. He's got himself a leadoff single in the 6th. The Reds have their leadoff man on for the second time in this game. And both times it was the number 9 hitter and catcher P.J. Higgins. Now T.J. Friedl will be the batter. Brock Burke's getting loose now in the Reds bullpen. So you wonder if Chase Burns is done for the day. Friedl lined out at the second baseman his first time up, hit into a double play his last at bat. He squares the bunt here, pulls the bat back, and it's a strike on the outside corner. I don't know that Friedl thought so, but it just did come back to catch the outside edge. 0-1 on Friedl. Hit a bullet right at the second baseman on a line his first at bat. Now swinging away, sends one down the left field line, twisting into the seats foul, and he's behind the count 0-2. Few menacing looking clouds out beyond left field here at Great American Ballpark. Can't really see what's behind us, but forecast looks okay for the day. Got some rain coming in here over the weekend. Friedl back into a deep crouch. Big bend at the knees as he waits on the 0-2 pitch. And he takes a little bit too high. Friedl does a really good job when he gets to 2 strikes. We've talked about it, of getting into protection mode, and talking with Reds hitting coach Chris Valleca yesterday, he said trying to get him to get into that approach a little bit more frequently, at least until he starts to get some hits and starts seeing it and feeling better at the plate, and then you start to let it rip again. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Friedl. Had some really good swings in the ball game yesterday and got a hit. We talked about hit the ball hard his first time up today. The 1-2 pitch to Friedl. Up and away, and it's a 2-ball, 2-strike count.
Just warming up the engine, you know?
Yeah, exactly. That's a great way to put it.
Give it a few minutes, then you can punch it.
Roop from the belt, home of the 2-2, and it's inside, and it got him in the foot. So Friedl hit by the pitch. He'll go down to first. Second batter that Roop has hit today. And now he'll have to deal with Matt McLain with 2 on and nobody out. The Reds with really their best threat of the afternoon, and truly their only threat so far. And they've done so without a hit. A walk and a hit by pitch, and now Matt McLain.
Well, Roop was trying to start that changeup in off the plate and run it back to the inside corner, and he just pulled it a bit too far.
McLain is flied to center and grounded out to second. Big spot now for Matt. He squares the bunt, bunts it foul over by Ellie, waiting on deck. At Kroger, an annual Boost membership saves you up to $1,100 a year with double fuel points, unlimited free delivery, and member-exclusive savings. Sign up today at Kroger.com/boost. Now, if McLain's going good, there's no way you're having him bunt right now, but he has been scuffling. Roop's 0-1 again. McLain squares, pulls the bat back, and he takes the breaking ball in the dirt outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. But you're in a situation here where if he can move the runners, you've got Ellie up there next and then Sal.
And those are the 2 guys that have been swinging the best bats for you here to begin this year.
The 1-1. And McLain drops it down third base line, and it'll roll off the grass and across the line into foul territory. Now it's a ball and 2 strikes on McLain. It just hit the outside lip of the grass up the third base line, and once it hit the lip, it darted foul.
Well, every time you, as a right-hander, you bunt down the third base line, there's going to be a little bit of overspin. So if you try to bunt the ball right on the line, that overspin is going to carry it foul. You've got to get at least a foot or two on the grass.
1 ball, 2 strikes. The infield will back up. The 1-2 pitch to McLean. Swinging a foul over by the on-deck circle. Still a ball and 2 strikes on Matt McLean. 0-0, bottom of the 6th. 2 on. Nobody out. The Reds still without a hit so far in this game. And Roop's home with a 1-2. In the dirt outside, the count is even. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
You got Ryan Walker warming in the Giants bullpen. He is their best reliever that they have to offer. He would pitch in the 9th if they had a 1-run lead. But here, with Roop getting in a bit of trouble here in the 6th inning, he may very well come into the ball game if there's a crunch time.
The 2-2. Swing and a miss. Got him with a breaking ball, and down on strikes Matt McLean, and that's the first out of the 6th as we pause for station identification on the Reds Radio Network. Ellie De La Cruz batting with 2 on and a 1 out. Up there left-handed. He has struck out both times against Roop, and the first pitch to him here. Swing and a miss, and a first pitch changeup, strike 1. Well, it is Bruce Bochy's birthday today. He's turning 71 years old. 4-time World Series champion winning manager. The 0-1. Off the plate outside. The Giants special advisor to their baseball operations department. So happy birthday, Boch. 1 ball, 1 strike on De La Cruz. 2 on, 1 out. Right-hander Roop to the plate with a 1-1 pitch. And a backdoor breaking ball. Dives down out of the zone with 2 balls and a strike. Never quite got it back to the outside corner. Dove down into the dirt. He hasn't thrown him a fastball yet. The first 3 pitches, and here comes the 2-1. Swung on, popped up, foul, third base side, twisting toward the seats. It'll reach the seats. And the count is level on De La Cruz. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Comes back with that changeup here. The breaking ball not quite getting back to the plate for Root early in the count. The changeup was a good pitch. He struck out De La Cruz with the backdoor breaking ball both in his first and second times at the plate. You got to think that's what Ellie's looking for, so I'm going to go with the change here. We'll see.
2 balls, 2 strikes. 2 on, 1 out. Roop ready, and here it comes. Swinging a bouncer foul, first base side. We'll try the 2-2 again. It was the changeup. And he had Ellie up out in front, but he fights it off to stay alive. Sal Stewart waiting on deck.
Big spot for the Reds here. You got your 2 best hitters coming to the plate. You got to figure out a way to get a run in.
Roop's 87th pitch. The 2-2 breaking ball on the ground, right side. Second baseman has it, fires the second one. Back to first, close. Ellie's out. Double play. 4-6-3. A rise to Adames to Devers. And we'll see if the Reds want to take a look at it. It doesn't look like they will. Nope, no challenge. The inning's over. And the Reds come up empty after a golden opportunity in the 6th. Roop holding the Reds hitless through 6. We're scoreless as we go back to Cowboy in the 7th on the Reds Radio Network.
New pitcher for the Reds is left-hander Brock Burke. Burke is our Wober's Mustard pitching change. Wober's Mustard. Let's put some mustard on it. Got left, right, left. 1, 2, 3 here in the Giants order. Burke goes to work against Arise. First pitch is a fastball over the outside corner for strike one. It is Arise, Adames, and Rafael Devers for the Giants, and we are scoreless. Only 3 hits in the ball game. Giants have 2, Reds have 1. Ground ball back up the middle. Ellie has it. He drops it, and that's going to be an error. Looked like he waited back on that one a little too much, and the ball just kind of ate him up. If you come get it, he's probably got an out, and maybe because it was going over the bag. But it's an error nonetheless, and that'll bring Adames to the plate with a runner at first base in Arise. A big-time Houdini act by Landon Roop to get out of the bottom of the 6th inning. The Reds had their 2 best hitters coming to the plate, had De La Cruz at the plate with runners at first and second, but a double play snuffed out the rally. Pitch from Burke is a strike over the inside corner, a slider in. No ball, 1 strike count here to Adames. Adames 1 for 2 today. Singled his first time up. Swings right through it. Backdoor breaking ball. That ball had a little drop to it, almost looked change up. Either way, it's a no ball, 2 strike count. Arise does have a couple of stolen bases, but as long as you make him stop. And strike 3 called right over the inside corner. A breaking ball to Adames, and there's 1 down.
Adames stood there like he didn't like that call. That was a great pitch. That was a full ball on the plate and just above the kneecaps.
And that'll bring Rafael Devers to the dish. Devers, left-handed hitter, 0 for 2. Left-hander Burke checks Arise at first base. Back to the plate. Swing and a miss. Sinking fastball over the outside corner. No ball, 1 strike count. Burke back to the belt and to the plate. Popped up high into the air. Right in front of the Giants dugout and could not get it. That's a play that probably would have been better served for Ke'Bryan Hayes to make.
Higgins was the one that tried to make the play on it. A little surprised that Ke'Bryan Hayes wasn't closer to it. Of course, he's playing way over in the hole towards short. There's a long way to go. You'd definitely rather Hayes have a chance at it.
So just a strike here to Devers. He gets another pitch. It's 0-2 count as Burke comes to the set and back to the plate. Fastball up and away. 1 ball, 2 strike count. And you can see Arise. He's hopping a little bit, but I don't know that he has the perfect read on Burke. Burke sets. He'll turn it loose. Fastball, strike 3, right over the outside corner, and Devers will challenge.
The batter is challenging the pitch.
Go ahead. Look good.
See you later. 2 down.
Strike. San Francisco has 1 challenge remaining.
Going back to what you were saying about Arise, he definitely doesn't look comfortable. Every time that Burke lifts his leg to come to the plate, Arise is taking a step back to the bag. It's hard to get a good jump that way.
Now here's the veteran third baseman, Matt Chapman. He is 0 for 2 today. Both of those at bats were a little uncomfortable against the right-hander Chase Burns. He struck out and he popped up to the catcher. First pitch from Burke. Fastball bullseye right down Broadway. Strike 1. No ball, 1 strike count here to Chapman. A leadoff single by, well, really not a single. A leadoff error allows Arise to reach. He's at first. And a breaking ball will miss downstairs, and it's a 1-ball, 1-strike count. Chapman readies. Burke checks a rise at first. Stewart holds him there, and to the plate he comes. Line drive, left center field, long run for Steer. He won't get it. It'll rattle off the wall. They're going to wave a rise to the house. The throw comes into the cutoff man, De La Cruz, and it is 1-0 Giants. So a 2-out double by the veteran Chapman has put the Giants on the board, and they will lead this one 1-0. And the runner scores all the way from first base after reaching on an error. Here's Jung-Ho Lee. And Lee will be charged with a strike for not getting into the box and being ready. He's ready now. No ball, 1-strike count is how this at-bat will start. And a tapper foul back behind home plate. It's now 0-2. Two down in the inning. A huge hit by Matt Chapman. And the hits have been few and far between here today. Left-hander Burke comes set back to the plate. Slider off the outside corner. Nice snag by P.J. Higgins. That'll make it a 1-ball, 2-strike count here to the Giants right fielder. Burke back to the set, and he'll turn it loose. And there's a looping liner into left field. That will drop. It will score Chapman, and it's now 2-0 Giants. Back-to-back 2-out hits. A big double by Chapman, a jam shot single by Jung-Ho Lee, and it has made it 2-0 Giants here in the top of the 7th inning.
And as you pointed out, all with 2 outs, and the inning began with an error.
And Terry Francona is heading to the mound as Connor Phillips, the right-hander, has been loosening. The Giants announced that Elliot Ramos will pinch hit for Will Brennan. Ramos, a right-handed batter. And Francona will go to the righty-righty matchup. He'll bring on Phillips. And we'll be back here in a moment. It's 2-0 Giants as they continue their rally here in the 7th on the Reds Radio Network. Right-hander Connor Phillips comes on for the 10th time, 1-0 with a 2.61 ERA. He is our Reds Wober's Mustard pitching change. Wober's Mustard. Let's put some mustard on it. Elliot Ramos will be the pinch hitter. Reds looking for that final out here in the 7th. Fastball misses up and in. It's a 1-ball, no strike count.
I had some Wober's mustard today on my hot dog.
Did you?
Yeah, it's good.
Let's put some mustard on it. Phillips comes to the set and to the plate. Swing and a miss. Fastball up and in at 98. And Ramos, that was a pretty healthy hack. Jung-Hoo Lee can run. He does not have a stolen base yet, but he is always a threat to do so. Fastball misses outside. 2-1 now to Elliot Ramos. Ramos sets ready. The pitch from Phillips is popped foul to the right side, out of play. Ramos came on last night in the 7th inning and got a pinch hit single. And that came off of Brock Burke as well. But today he's got the righty out there in Phillips. 2-ball, 2-strike count. Phillips comes to the set, back to the dish. Fastball up and in. Elliott started and stopped. So that'll make it a full count here to Elliot Ramos. And no doubt about Jung-Hoo Lee will be running here. Yeah, there he goes, and that's ball 4. Breaking ball misses inside, and that'll bring a 3-11 Casey Schmidt coming to the plate. Schmidt was really the best hitter in this Giants lineup coming into this series. He is 0 for 9 in the series, and the Reds hoping to make it 0 for 10 here. Runners now at first and second base. Schmidt, right-handed batter. Phillips to the plate. Fastball ripped into center field, and that's going to fall for another base hit. And the throw to third from Friedel is not in time, and it's now 3-0 Giants. Giants have put a 2-out rally on the Reds here in the 7th inning. A rise reached in leadoff fashion on an error by De La Cruz. He got a couple of strikeouts of Adames and Devers, but that double by Chapman has started a windfall for the Giants here in the 7th. 3-0. Here's a left-handed hitting Drew Gilbert. Fastball up and away, 1-0. Phillips back to the set and to the plate. Way outside. 2-ball, no strike count.
The Reds have one of the best bullpens, and you could argue the best bullpen in baseball to this point. So you get into that bullpen and it turns into a bullpen game, you like your chances.
The 2-0 pitch, swing and a miss. Fastball down and away from the left-handed swinging Gilbert. Back to the plate, Phillips. Check swing foul off the netting of the Giants dugout on the third base side. That'll even things at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Well, you opened a very tiny opportunity for the Giants here in this inning, and they have taken quite a bit of advantage of it. There goes the runner, swing and a miss, strike 3. Slider down and in, and that'll be it for the Giants here in the 3rd, but they have taken a 3-0 lead. Bottom of 7 coming up here on the Reds Radio Network. Right-hander Ryan Walker into the ball game for the Giants. He has been their closer, but he's also been the guy that's been closing the door, whether it be the 6th or the 7th inning or the 9th. Elliot Ramos will stay in the ball game. He's in left field after he pinch hit for Will Brennan, who started in left field today. Sal Stewart to begin things here against the right-hander Walker. Fastball into the dirt. 1 ball, no strike count. Eighth appearance for Walker, no record, a 4.5 ERA. Right-hander sets, he'll turn it loose. Fastball way upstairs, 2-0. Walker eyeballing the plate, and a fastball catches the outside corner this time. 2 ball, 1 strike count. Walker's got that crossfire delivery. He steps towards the third base bag and then lets it rip. Foul to the right side. Ran that one right in on the hands of Stewart. And that'll even things at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Walker back set and to the plate. Breaking ball, lifted foul into the seats behind the Reds dugout up into the second deck. Kind of a lunging swing, a stay alive swing, if you will, from Stewart on that breaking ball. Walker pitched in game 1 of this series, but he did not face any of the batters he is facing here in this 7th inning. 2-2 pitch again to Stewart. Here it is. Line drive down the right field line, and it is just foul. Wow, what a piece of hitting by Sal Stewart. He almost found the promised land down there.
I thought that was for sure a hit, but he just cut it around it enough for it to slice foul. Just cut underneath it. I thought it was low enough, though, that it would easily stay fair, but nope.
2 ball, 2 strike count. Walker back to the plate. Jam shot grounder down the line. Devers has it. He will underhand to Walker covering. 1 down. That will bring Eugenio Suarez to the plate. Gino walked his first time up, popped out to the first baseman Devers in his second at bat. The only hit that the Reds have today came from P.J. Higgins as he led off the 6th inning. Walker turns it loose, breaking ball, hits the outside corner on the first pitch today to Suarez. No ball, 1 strike count. Walker, deep breath, back to the plate. And a fastball strike over the outside part of the dish. And he is quickly ahead of Eugenio at a no ball, 2 strike count. Bailey sits well off the outside corner. Breaking ball, it sweeps down and away from Suarez. He checks his swing in time. And that'll make it a 1 ball, 2 strike count. 3-0 Giants. All of their runs coming in the 7th inning. The top of this inning. Fastball upstairs. 2 balls and 2 strikes here to Suarez. And all of those runs coming with 2 outs. 2-2 pitch. Breaking ball crushed but foul down the third base line. Well, Suarez was all over that. Too much. Just a little early.
A couple of really good swings this inning, but they've both been foul.
Another 2-2 from Ryan Walker to the plate, and a jam shot grounder headed to third. Chapman has it. The throw is in time. 2 down. Well, you wondered, does Matt Chapman ever make a bad throw? It seems like no matter what position he's in, his throw, he's got that Scott Rowland throw, just straight right on the money seemingly every time. Here's Spencer Steer. Spencer hit by a pitch back in his first at bat. He will take strike one over the outside corner. He struck out his last time up on a breaking ball at the top of the strike zone. No ball, one strike count. Walker trying to put another 0 on the board. Fastball up and in. Reds have already won this series coming into the ball game today, but they were looking to put a little icing on the cake with a sweep. They still have that chance. But the innings are running out in a hurry. Foul to the right side, out of play. 1 ball, 2 strike count here to Spencer Steer. Reese Hines waiting on deck. Spencer settles back in. Bailey sits well off the outside corner. The 1-2 from Walker. Swing and a miss. Got him with a breaking ball. That is a 3-up, 3-down 7th for the Giants' right-handed reliever Ryan Walker. 3-0 Giants. 8th inning coming up. Tommy Thrall's coming back here on the Reds Radio Network.
Connor Phillips came in last inning. He's still on for the Reds here in the 8th. The Giants bat leading 3-0. Patrick Bailey leads it off. 9-1 and 2 for the Giants. The pitch to Bailey is a strike on the outside corner. It's 0-1. Bailey hit into a double play his first time up. Struck out looking his last time up. And the 0-1 pitch to Bailey. It's in there for a taken strike. 0-2 now on Patrick Bailey. Sun trying to peer back out for the first time in a while. Fighting off some clouds. Mostly overcast today. There's a lot more sun when the game began. And it got cloudy. Clouds trying to break a little bit. Here's the 0-2 pitch to Bailey. Check swing. Did he go? They ask at third. He didn't. Ooh, Phillips thought for sure that he went. I don't think he's alone. A ball and 2 strikes on Bailey. And the 1-2. Breaking ball down and in, evens the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Well, now if you're Connor Phillips, you got to lock it back in. You thought you had him struck out. Turned out it was ball 1. Now it's even. It's a big pitch in this at bat. Important that the Reds keep the Giants right where they're at if they want to have a chance to come back. Fastball a little bit low and inside. And now it's a full count, 3-2. Phillips nods the sign he likes from his catcher. Here's the payoff. And there's strike 3. Got him. Down on strikes, Patrick Bailey. One gone here in the 8th inning. Let's pause for station identification. You're listening to the Reds Radio Network. Luis Arraez swings and sprays one foul to the left side, well back out of play. 0-1 on Arraez. Arraez is 0 for 3, but it was Arraez that reached on the air leading off the 7th inning. That just kind of helped spark the rally. The 0-1 swing and a miss, went to a knee, chasing it, and he's down 0-2. After Arraez reached on the air, Brock Burke got back-to-back strikeouts, both looking of Adames and Devers before the RBI double by Chapman that kind of broke the dam, and then the Giants would go on to score 2 more after that. The 0-2 pitch swung on. This ball sliced into the left center field gap. Long run. Friedel, he lays out. He makes the catch. Sensational diving catch by T.J. Friedel into the left center field gap to take a hit and extra bases away from Luis Arraez.
Was a great play by T.J. Friedel. Outstretched, full lunge, and he comes up with it.
And that ball slicing away from Friedel at that. Even Arraez had to admire it. Tips his cap. Now some barking from the third base dugout out at home plate umpire Junior Valentine. Not sure what that'd be all about, but here's Willy Adames. Phillips readies at the belt. The pitch to Adames. And it's way inside and to the backstop. That's ball 1. Adames immediately shoots a look right back out to Phillips. Ball 1. Phillips ready at the belt. Now the 1-0 pitch. And he hit him. And I mean, he drilled him. And now Adames is started out toward the mound. They start to pop over the railing of the Giants dugout. The plate umpire, Junior Valentine, escorting Adames down toward first. They're on the top step of the Reds dugout. Several Giants are out of the third base dugout.
Well, you knew it was coming sooner or later after they hit Steer.
Yeah, there's no question. Now Jace Tingler out of the Giant dugout. He's having words with the crew chief and third base umpire Quinn Wolcott. Probably wondering why Phillips hasn't been kicked out of the game. No ejections yet. Cooler heads will prevail. The Giants back to their dugout. Adames at first, still looking into the Reds dugout. Now all the umpires are going to get together, and Terry Francona is going to go to the mound anyway.
Well, look, if you're the Giants, you knew somebody was going to get hit sooner or later. It was probably going to be Adames. And Phillips did the right thing. He drilled him right in the leg. It's not like he hit him in the head or anything else. But you got to be able to have your guys back. They hit Steer on purpose.
Yeah. Now Phillips has been ejected after the umpires got together. Adames still standing there. Hands crossed behind his belt. Terry Francona talking with the umpires now, probably saying something along the lines of, look, there was never any warning issued, but Phillips has been kicked out of the game. Terry Francona was on his way out there to get him anyway.
Well, I think that the Reds knew this was going to happen in the inning. They had Sam Maul already throwing for Rafael Devers.
And Terry Francona's not happy.
Well, I don't blame him. There was no warning. There was no anything.
And he made his point known to Quinn Wolcott and Junior Valentine. Now he's going to go welcome Sam Maul into the game.
I mean, there was a lot more controversy with the Spencer Steer at bat, and he got hit first, and nobody's changed Wober's mustard. Let's put some mustard on it.
Elliot Ramos up there at the plate. With 1 on and 1 out. First pitch from Nicholas. The right-handed hitting Ramos is swung on and fouled back. Starts with the slider. Strike 1. The walks and strikeout numbers need to improve a little bit for Nicholas up here. 5 walks, 1 strikeout so far for him. Here's the 0-1, way off the outside corner of the fastball. 1 ball and 1 strike. The 1-1. Fouled back just to our right. Ball and 2 strikes on Ramos. Runner at first, 1 out. 3-0 Giants in the 9th, and Nicholas delivers the 1-2 pitch. Bouncing ball toward third. Brian Hayes charges, fields it fair. Throw to first.
Nice
Got him.
Nice play by Brian Hayes. Everything's got to be done correctly in that execution with the ball hit that softly, and you're coming at that awkward angle from deep third base back towards the line over towards the angle that would take you to the pitcher's mound, and he's able to make that play and make it look rather simple.
A little surprised it was ruled fair. The pitch is in there for a strike called. It would have gone foul had he let it go, but kind of shows you the confidence that Brian has in his defense to go ahead and try to get that ball while it's fair to get the out. And it's like you said, it's a difficult play. Pitch down and away. 1 ball, 1 strike on Schmidt. Schmidt was 0 for 9 in this series before his RBI base hit in the 7th. Drove home a run with that hit. 1-1 in off the plate. 2 balls and a strike on Casey Schmidt. The wind has shifted. It was really whipping out to left field when the game began. Now it's blowing mostly out to right, between center and right. Nicholas deals the 2-1 pitch, and that's in the dirt outside. A fastball missing badly for ball 3. 3-1. Left-handed hitter Drew Gilbert waiting in the on-deck circle. Leads the runner at second with 2 away in the 9th. 3-0 Giants. Nicholas delivers. Swing and a miss. He chased ball 4 on a slider away. If you're listening today on your car or truck radio, please remember to buckle your safety belt. This message brought to you by the Ohio Department of Public Safety. If you're not buckled up, what's holding you back? 3 balls, 2 strikes on Schmidt. Nicholas delivers the 3-2. Got it in on his hands, and he pops it up on the infield, right in the middle of the diamond. Here comes Brian Hayes near the third base side of the mound to make the catch. Side retired. Schmidt is the final out of the Giants' night. Still 3-0 San Francisco as the Reds come to bat for the final time when we come back on the Reds Radio Network.
Left-hander Eric Miller out of the bullpen for the Giants. Miller will come on for the 7th time. No record, a 7.2 ERA, 4 runs in 5 innings, 7 hits.
Miller goes to work against Dane Myers, who's up there to hit for T.J. Friedel, and he gets drilled with the first pitch. Did it hit him? I guess it missed him. Came in with the first pitch he threw. It was a fastball, and that really riles up the crowd here. It looked like it might have got him, but it just did get out of the way of it up by his elbow. Ball 1. Now the pitch. Off the outside. Nope,
that's
strike.
A ball. Tap your hat.
I don't think he's going to challenge. Looked outside. No challenge from Dane Myers, though, and it's a 1-ball, 1-strike count, the 1-1. And now the pitch is called low.
The catcher is challenging the pitch.
That was probably a strike.
Dane should have challenged that first one.
The pitch is a strike. San Francisco has 1 challenge remaining.
Especially when you're in the 9th inning, the Reds have 2. Miller comes set, and the 1-2 pitch to Dane Myers is in the dirt and to the backstop. That leaves the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
So where is your confidence as a hitter right now in this guy's ability to throw strikes? He's thrown one that almost hit me in my face. He threw another one that just went to the backstop that the catcher did not even get a glove on.
The 2-2. Low and in. Full count, 3-2. I would say very low. But you have 2 strikes on you, so you still have to protect. It's a tough spot to be in as a hitter. Now the left-hander's payoff pitch. Swing and a miss. Got him to chase the slider down. Myers strikes out. There's 1 gone in the 9th inning. Let's pause for station identification on the Reds Radio Network. First pitch to Matt McClain is a strike on the outside corner at the knees. First pitch slider from the left-hander. Backdoor to McClain at the knees. 0-1.
Miller is a slider machine.
The 0-1. Swing and a miss. There's another one. 0-2. McClain hitless today. 0 for 3. Fly out to center. Ground out to second. A strikeout. He's down to the count here. 0-2. Nobody on. 1 man out. From the belt, here's Miller's 0-2 pitch to Matt McClain. In the dirt. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Get that great taste of the ballpark at home with JTM's Philly Kits and Fat Tire, beer, cheese, and pretzels. Find these game day favorites in your grocer's freezer. JTM Food Group. Let's create great dishes together. Nobody on, 1 out. Reds down 3-0 in the bottom of the 9th inning. And the 1-2 pitch to Matt McClain. Swung on, fouled back to the right. Giants did all of their damage with 2 outs in the 7th inning after the inning started on an error on Elly De La Cruz. The 1-2 pitch. Up and in, and McClain leans back out of the way. 2 balls and 2 strikes. The Reds have not allowed an earned run in this game. But the Giants are leading at 3-0. The 2-2 pitch, and McClain takes high. Now it's full count. After he was behind 0-2, he's worked it full. The payoff pitch. Grounded foul. Past the third base coach, Willie Harris. Still 3 balls and 2 strikes on Matt McClain.
Well, this guy's a 50-50 ball and strike guy. He just threw a strike there. He has 6 balls, 7 strikes, so this pitch is probably going to be a ball.
The 3-2. And it's pulled foul down the left field line.
And it was a ball. It was in off the plate. That's how analytics works, right?
Yeah. Pretty close. That's how the roulette table works, isn't it? 3-2 pitch. Low and in. There's your ball four. Out to first base, McLean on the 1-out walk. But now you're in a spot right here where if you're thinking comeback, it could happen. Ellie's at the plate. You've got Stewart, who right now in the on-deck circle represents the tying run. It's copyrighted broadcast presented by authority of the Cincinnati Reds. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. The accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Reds. This copyright reminder is provided by Dinsmore, official legal counsel of the Reds. Swing and a miss at a first pitch slider. Strike one to De La Cruz. Ellie's 0 for 3. Back-to-back strikeouts his first 2 times up before hitting into a double play his last time up. 6-game hitting streak on the line. The pitch. Swinging and a miss. Another slider, and he's down 0-2. Here's the 0-2 pitch to De La Cruz. And this time he lays off the slider down.
Just going lower, lower, and lower.
The exact opposite of climbing the ladder. He's climbing down the ladder. Big hole on the right side. First baseman holding the runner. Second baseman a rise up the middle, and the 1-2 pitch in the dirt. Went even lower still. Bounced it out in front of the plate. 2-2 on De La Cruz. McLean's at first base with 1 out. Ellie drops the bat head down to the plate, wands the bat out across the plate, waiting on this left-hander. He's thrown him nothing but sliders, 4 straight, the pitch. And now he finds the inside corner of the sinker for strike 3 called. Froze him over the inside corner with that fastball. And 2 gone, and now it's Sal Stewart. Needs to reach to bring up Suarez to give the Reds a chance here in the 9th inning. Runner at first, 2 outs. Sal had a big night last night, 6 RBIs between his 2 home runs, but he's 0 for 3 in this one. Miller delivers. McLean runs. The pitch is low, and now the catcher Bailey wants to challenge.
Challenging the pitch.
And there was a strike.
The pitch is a strike. San Francisco has 1 challenge remaining.
Giants still keep a challenge. 0-1 on Stewart. No stolen base for Matt McLean. Miller readies, and the 0-1 in the dirt. Blocked by Bailey to even the count on Stewart at 1 ball and 1 strike. Stewart just missed extra bases down the right field line his last time up. Left-handed pitcher, right-handed batter. The 1-1. And he takes a strike on the inside corner. Now it's 1-2. The liner that he hit, his last at bat, went foul, and then he ended up grounding out to the first baseman. Now Stewart and the Reds down to their final strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Stewart. Runner at second, 2 outs. The left-hander readies, and from the belt, here it comes. Swinging and a miss. Struck him out. That's all. Reds fall 3-0. And now conversation, and Sal Stewart shouting at the Giants pitcher. And now here come the benches. After the game is over, the bench is clear. Sal Stewart barking back at the Giants pitcher, Miller. And the 2 well, no pushing or and the 2 teams getting together now, and just a lot of talking. And most of it seems to be pretty cordial conversation. In fact, there are some guys with their arms around each other around home plate. So much ado about nothing. It gives guys, I guess, a chance at the end of this series to shake hands, but there doesn't seem to be any bad blood now. Cooler heads have definitely prevailed, but it was starting to get a little contentious there for a moment. So it looks like it's all done now. The guys that know each other on the 2 sides, a chance to catch up briefly here. Some hugs around the field as well. Even Arise giving Terry Francona a little bit of a
That
hug.
is the frustration of not hitting.
Yep.
And that's how this ball game has progressed this whole series. Sooner or later, you reach a boiling point.